obviously even at my expense, I lost to Charles in May, but man, we got to give a hat tip to Charles Oliveira with the ups and downs of his career that he's had. And then to not only win the title in May against me, but it wasn't quite enough for him to solidify himself. But then to go out there and finish Poirier, that solidifies Charles Oliveira as our legitimate champion, and there was a lot of people who bet against him, myself included. I thought Poirier was just a little bit better in all the positions to be able to beat Oliveira. I thought he was going to be tougher as well, better cardio as well, but obviously it didn't play out that way. So Saturday night, we saw Charles Oliveira solidify himself as the number one guy for sure. And looked very dominant, obviously with a finish over me, finish over Poirier. I mean, he's had the majority of, the most submission wins in UFC history. One of the top guys who's collected bonuses in UFC history. So it's a great division. Charles Oliveira is the anchor at the top, and now he's talking about, what's next for him. And I guess we'll see how the division plays out.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. We're going to give our picks for Fighter of the Year in just a little bit, but of course, Charles has got to be in that conversation now. Getting a win over you is a huge deal. Of course, you're a top 5 guy in the world. You have been for so much of your career. And then you look at Dustin as well. And you're not alone. I think, the majority of people I spoke to outside, and I'll give credit where credit's due, but Neil Dariush was the one guy I spoke to who said, I'm actually picking Charles because I think his ground game is that much better than Dustin. He picked it right. I didn't. I thought Dustin was going to win. I know Justin Gaethje picked, Dustin. I know you did. Charles is really, I think any questions we had about him have been answered. The whole thing, is he a quitter in fight? Does he show the heart, when he faces adversity, fighting top guys? You don't beat a guy like you and you don't beat a guy like Dustin Poirier if not being the best in the world. And I think Charles has kind of defined himself as that this year.
He absolutely has. And it's, and he's proven himself too, to be a guy who's more, I think, more fun to watch than we thought. I think, with the ever improving striking game that he has now, that he's a threat as a striker, a guy who could knock you out, a guy who could hurt you. And then if he hurts you, you're in a world of trouble, because now you get to the ground and you're in Charles Oliveira's game. So man, it's good for him. Hats off to him. He has solidified himself, and 2022 is going to be a big year, and will Charles Oliveira be the champion at the end of 2022? We don't know, because that's how stacked this division is.